Good morning. It's great to be with you all. I don't know if you noticed, we didn't quite have the weather we anticipated for today, but I like to say that it is always a great day to be at the University of Kentucky and to be a Wildcat, and this day is no different. You just get a little closer to the space a little earlier than we anticipated, so you get a little more bird's eye view of it, which is fantastic too, and you can see how this space can be used, and that's a great thing as well. So good morning, I'm Jay Blanton. I work at UK in our University Relations area. Thank you for joining us. This is an exciting day at UK. You're in generally speaking, an area that from 1967 to 2017, I was in school here at the earlier part of that. This site was the location of the Kirwan-Blanding Towers and complex that was home to a generation of UK students. Today, we have a wonderful opportunity to welcome a whole new generation of students to live and learn in this same site. So I want to acknowledge several special guests that are joining us today, some of whom will be speaking. Mayor Linda Gorton, who you'll hear from in a few minutes, she is here. State Senate President Pro Tem David Givens is here. We had a number of other legislators that really wanted to be with us this morning. Understandably, the weather became a bit of a problem transversing through the roads today, so they couldn't be here, but we want to thank them as well. We also have with us today several members of our Board of Trustees. A special thank you to Trustee and Student Body President Nick Pace, who you're going to hear from in a few minutes. We have several trustees in our audience. I just want to take a moment of privilege to mention them. Our Vice Chair, Todd Case, is here. Other board members include Ruth Day and Brenda Gosney and Janie Greer, Lance Lucas, Elizabeth McCoy, Hannah Myers, Karen Petrone, and Frank Shoup. Thank you all so much for being here today. Our board is our governing body and does so much to inspire us and lead us to do and be more for our state. So we're going to move quickly to the program. To share more about today's milestone, I hope you will join me in welcoming our Vice President for Student Success and our Chief Student Affairs Officer, Dr. Kirsten Turner.
Thank you, Jay. Good morning, and it's really lovely to be with all of you. As Jay said, my name is Kirsten Turner, and I am privileged to serve as the Vice President for Student Success here. I want to welcome all sorts of guests, underscoring what Jay said, our distinguished guests, our Board of Trustees, all of you in the audience, and I want to give a special shout out to our RAs, our students who will be working in this building. And as a point of privilege, I'd like to recognize our Residence Life team and our housing team who are working day in and day out behind the scenes to make this a reality. When I was asked to speak today, and I was very honored to do that, it occurred to me that when you open a building like this, it's not unlike christening a ship, right? Like when a ship is going to go out and you bring people together to christen it. But in that case, you're christening it on a voyage and on safe luck and safe journeys as they go on. In contrast, this building has been built to be more of a safe haven. As our students go out to explore the world on their own, having this to be a home base, a place where they can come, they can let their proverbial hair down, and be in a space and a place that allows for that allows to build that community and to explore on their own terms while they are spreading their wings in so many other areas. And this beautiful building, which is one of several that we've been able to partner in the construction, is going to be the latest one in order to provide that kind of safe haven. It also occurred to me that as students move into this, particularly our first-year students, it is the first time that they have created their own home for many of them. Many of them, this is going to be the first time that they, as they are adulting, if you will, they are creating that space for themselves, that community that they're going to build that's their own. And as President Capilouto has challenged all of us on this campus to help students build that life of meaning and purpose, that in many ways, being able to do it in this beautiful facility, to think through what do I want my first home to be like? How do I want to put that flag in the ground? What kind of community do I want to build? What kind of space do I want to make so that I can come back and relax and kind of recharge? It's really exciting to think of that dual purpose. It's not just bricks and mortar, but it's also that kind of testing of yourself, of what you're going to spend your life valuing and engaging with in terms of a physical space and building that space for you. The other piece that I thought about is the tie that binds. Jay mentioned this in terms of the legacy. In so many ways for our first-year students and for all of our students who live on campus, they really identify with the building they live in, right? So for those of you who are alums, I know you could tell me what building you lived in, and all of a sudden all these memories flood in. And this right here, literally where we're standing, is just a whole groundswell of memories to come. And it's the thing that ties even generations afterwards, right? So you meet an alum from several years back and you say, oh yeah, I lived in Kirwan-Blanding too, and there's an immediate familiarity, an immediate family feeling that goes into that, and an identity. In some ways, more so than almost any other building on campus, about where you lived and what that means and how you had that experience. And so I think about my own journey here, which started out as an elementary school kid from Des Moines, Iowa. My big sister in the time that Jay was here, in the 1980s, we all traveled to move her into the old Kirwan-Blanding. And I have that memory of what it was like to first step on a college campus and enter into a residence hall, and what that felt like, and that spark about coming to the university and coming to a college campus and what that means. And so here in a couple days, today's Wednesday, so here on Sunday, in a short amount of time, we're going to open these doors, and we're going to flood with not only our entering freshman students who are going to make this a home and make this the safe haven for them as they go out into the world, but we're also going to inspire all those siblings who are coming in with those boxes and are wide-eyed and saying, ooh, I could see myself living here in a generation. And we're going to have all those parents and grandparents who are here too saying, oh, I remember what it was like, and having that feeling that's kind of deep set inside of them. And so in so many ways, this is much more than just a building that we're recognizing, which is in and of itself important, but it really is kind of the embodiment of the soul and the experience. And we're really lucky to be able to have it here on campus. So with that, as Jay mentioned, it's always a great day to be a Wildcat, and we were really blessed to be able to do this. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Turner. I think you see in people like Dr. Turner and our RAs here, all the expertise we bring to bear in helping support students, and how excited we are to have these students joining us. We really are about students here at UK, and I think you saw that in Dr. Turner's comments. I did want to mention, I missed it, I'm sorry, people going in and out. I think Senator Donald Douglas was able to join us. We really appreciate him being here today. Our policymakers really support higher education, support UK, and their presence here today is an example of that, and we are very pleased that they could be with us and honored with their presence. So. Thank you again, Dr. Turner. At UK, we are fortunate to be a vital contributor and heart of Lexington's cultural, economic, educational center. And so with that, I think symbolizing that and representing that today, it's a real pleasure to have with us Lexington Mayor Linda Gorton to join us for the special occasion. We're honored with your presence too, Mayor Gorton.
Thank you, Jay. It is great to be here, and as you said, it's a great day to be a Wildcat. I do love this time of year in Lexington. You know, the summer's been kind of quiet, not many cars on the street, right? But it's move-in day soon, and the students are back, and it's a really exciting time for our city. We are a very proud college town, and today's announcement is such a great way to start the school year. I understand this will house about 650 or 649 students, and it already in this first floor is a much better change than Blanding 1 or Blanding Tower. As I was reading through the news release, I had to smile at the paragraph honoring, quote, the legacy of the historic Kirwan-Blanding complex, which occupied this site, as you know, from '67 to 2017. For 2 years, I was one of those students. First, I started in Blanding 1 for a year, and I really lucked out because they were the low rises, and my roommate was an RA, and I got to share her room, which had a private bathroom. And then I went into the Blanding Tower. And it was, at the time, the towers were the tallest buildings in Lexington. And so it's a great time. I love that you've preserved the names. UK President Albert Kirwan, Sarah Blanding, who was a wonderful role model for women. She was the Dean of Women at UK, but she went on to be the president of Vassar College. And she was we knew about her. Of course, she wasn't living then, but so I want to congratulate everyone at UK, Dr. Capilouto, all of you who had a part in this. It's wonderful, and I'm really happy to be here at the Kirwan-Blanding complex with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor. We're also privileged today to have Kentucky State Senate President Pro Tem David Givens join us. Senator Givens has served in the state legislature since 2009. He represents communities in Allen, Barron, Greene, Metcalfe, Monroe, and Simpson counties. I should also say that there is no more passionate, smart, powerful advocate and promoter of higher education, and also someone that pushes us in the right way to do what we should be doing for the state of Kentucky than Senator Givens. And we're really, really pleased and honored that you would join us today. Senator Givens.
So Jay, thank you for those kind words. It's truly an honor to be here with you today, and had the occasion to arrive in Lexington last night and have dinner with my son Matthew. And I was explaining to Matthew about the event today and the Kirwan-Blanding history, and you've heard some of that mentioned already, built in 1967, which was a year after I was born. And my son Matthew said, "Dad, you understand they're replacing the building?" I said, "Yes, Matthew, I've got that. I understand." But he asked a poignant question that frames my brief remarks with you today. Matthew, my grown son Matthew, said, "Dad, respectfully, you're not on the Board of Trustees. You're not in university leadership. You no longer have children that will be graduates like these young people will be. Dad, you didn't help build a building. Dad, you didn't help pour the concrete. Although you consider yourself a handyman in construction, you didn't do any wiring in the building. Dad, what role are you really playing there at the ribbon cutting tomorrow?" And it caused me to pause a moment and think about it. And I did, and I shared with Matthew this response as a dad will share with a son, saying, "Matthew, I have the honor of representing the trust of the taxpayers. By being elected to the public position that I serve in, along with my colleagues in the House and the Senate, that authorized the ability for a project like this to go forward and created the opportunity for private-public partnerships like we have with Graystar in this facility and others across the Commonwealth. In doing that, I have the honor of standing in that space to say, we the taxpayers, Don Douglas here as well, we represent the taxpayers and the trust that they place in this institution. And let me share with you what a glorious, wonderful trust it has been to see the University of Kentucky excel like it does, to take that trust and have the track record of performance that it has, and for us to have the confidence to continue investing in this institution and our other public institutions that educate our young people. It speaks volumes about the success of post-secondary education in Kentucky. And we've been able to invest in opportunities like this and create these sort of opportunities at a time when we've been funding K through 12 and post-secondary education at the highest level in the history of the Commonwealth, reserving in that budget reserve trust fund for a rainy day like maybe this one, the highest level of savings in the history of the Commonwealth, moving toward more fully funding our pensions, and doing all of that while we're lowering that personal income tax. What does that speak to? That speaks to a great future for these young students that will be our future leaders. And I'm so proud to stand here and share in the excitement and energy today and say, go Cats, go UK, go Kentucky. It's a thrill and an honor to be here, and let's all celebrate this day together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Senator Givens. Another one of our very important public policymakers. Representative James Tipton could not be here today, got deterred by the weather, but he also plays a very important role as chair of the Post-Secondary Education Committee in promoting higher education and working along with Senator Gibbons in this important space. And I think Senator Gibbons spoke about the power of partnership, and you'll hear President Capilouto often talks about the power of we, that nothing big or important happens without partnership. And our next speaker, I think, speaks to that, what is possible with partnership. And we would not be here today without the partnership that we have had for over a decade with Greystar, who has helped construct the thousands of beds and residence halls across this campus over the last 10 to 15 years. It's been an innovative and successful collaboration that we've had with them. And so joining us today, on behalf of Greystar, I hope you'll welcome Julie Skolnicki, who is the Senior Managing Director of University Partnerships for Greystar. Julie.
Thank you, Jay, and thanks to all of you here today. Listening to you all talk, I realized in the 90s I was here at Kirwan-Blanding with my best friend from high school. It did not occur to me until everyone sort of spoke about their history, and I remember her being in those halls, and I think that's when I fell in love with being on university campuses, whether it was my own or visiting friends, and we probably have that same experience. But today is really about partnership for me as well. And, you know, this moment is 15 years in the making. A moment, you know, usually construction projects take 3, but this day is based on 15 years of partnership. And it was built by some of the folks here today and some of the folks that are not, but the UK leadership of President Capilouto, Dr. Eric Munday, Dr. Turner, and Penny Cox are really part of the story and part of the reason we're here. This 15-year partnership with the University of Kentucky and our industry-leading P3 transformation of student housing is part of Greystar's DNA. For all the Greystar people here today and Kentucky folks here today, the story and the legacy is really part of everything we talk about. As the story goes, in 2011, President Capilouto was walking campus and noted that the student housing was not representative of the flagship of Kentucky. And with that, he started an ambitious plan to redevelop the core of campus, focusing on student life and improving the academic caliber of the institution, and what became known as the Kentucky Promise. In 2011, the University of Kentucky issued an RFP to transform that campus. Greystar's proposal was to deliver phase 1 in 2014. And President Capilouto's response, right month, wrong year. And so it began, the challenge of this partnership. And with Penny Cox and Rick Tripp, they ran our weekly, what we call pit meetings, where everyone comes together and moves the project forward. And from concept to completion, we collectively delivered the first 600 heads on beds in 18 months for the academic year of 2013. That same year, Dr. Eric Munday joined the university and I joined Greystar. From there, we went on to build 2,300 beds in 2014, 1,600 beds in 2015, another 1,200 beds the following year, and rounded off 2017 with 6,850 beds delivered in just 6 years. The UK student life transformation became the benchmark of student housing P3s across the country, and it was led by the vision of President Capilouto and the commitment of partnership that we all share here today. We're so proud of this long-term partnership and the 15 years of collaboration to provide the best environment for UK students to live, learn, and succeed. So Kirwan-Blanding, where we stand today, represents the next phase of this partnership. This storied partnership, we're picking up where we left off. And I want to thank the backbone of that partnership. For all the team members here who work in UK student life and operations, from Greystar to the University of Kentucky, to Gina Dugas and Lisa Williams, who are here today as well, for everything you've done for the partnership, from Zach and Mike and Mohammed on our team on the ground. You've been operating and working together in collaboration for 15 years. But once again, we began the pit meetings with, once again, the challenge. And was speaking to Gina, and we're like, all right, 650 beds, 2027, right? We'll deliver in July 2027. And she took on the mantle and said, right month, wrong year. And so we began. I want to thank Jack and Corey for leading those PIT meetings and picking up where Penny left off. And what we have here today is 649 beds in the heart of campus, at the culmination of the Willow Oak Alley of trees, connecting the 90 and connecting us to the new Recreation Center. I want to thank you all for being part of that next chapter. UK is Greystar's signature partnership, one that we are proud to continue with the opening of Kirwan-Blanding. And I look forward to continuing to support UK as you continue to lead the way in higher education through strategic partnerships and vision, and always focused on student success. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie, for speaking about the power of partnership. I know one of our other partners, if you will, was able to walk in. Representative George Brown is here today. Thank you, Representative Brown, for being with us. That is meaningful to us. Finally, at the University of Kentucky, students are at the center of everything we do. You will hear us say it a lot. We say it a lot because it's true, and it means a lot to us. It's the first pillar in our strategic plan, and it is what guides and informs everything we do at UK. And it's part of why we are so committed here to providing safe, high-quality housing in an innovative environment that is not only a residence hall, it is a place that students can truly call home, where they can thrive and flourish and learn. And so, representing our students today, it is my honor to welcome up Nick Pace. Nick is a senior studying finance and accounting from Louisville, who also serves as UK Student Body President. Welcome, Nick.
Thank you, Jay, and good morning, everyone. My name is Nick Pace, and I'm honored to serve as the UK Student Body President through UK SGA. I'd like to begin my time here today by thanking President Capilouto, Dr. Turner, Lexington Mayor Linda Gorton, Kentucky State Senator and President Pro Temp David Gibbons, Kentucky State Representative James Tipton, who unfortunately was not able to be here today, and Julie Sklnicki through our partnership with Greystar for their previous remarks. I would also like to extend my gratitude to the countless number of individuals who helped plan, build, and carry out the construction of this beautiful new Kirwan-Blanding Residence Hall that we're sitting in today. And finally, I would like to shout out the student help here and the RAs and student res life as well. They truly are the backbone of these residence halls. They keep this university running, and I really do appreciate all that you do. Thank you. For many students, their first ever memory on campus is the moment when their family closes the door and drives away after helping them move into their residence hall. This moment can be filled with a storm of emotions: sadness to be leaving family, nervousness to be on your own for the very first time, and even happiness to be where they are and do whatever they please. Soon after, every student then returns back to their room and learns quickly that this is now where they will call home, even if they're unfamiliar. As a senior, I feel privileged to have called the University of Kentucky home for the past 4 years. It's easy to look back on my time here and see my love for this university also begin in the residence hall. The freshmen and new incoming students have not yet learned what it means to call Kentucky home, but incredible investments in our campus, like the Kirwan-Blanding Residence Hall, will only grow their experience and opportunities. This massive 222,000 plus square foot residence hall will hold the beginning memories of over 649 students for the first time at UK this fall. The world-class residence halls at Kentucky are also like none other. They allow students to find a community and a sense of belonging at a large university through living learning programs and RA events. They offer study spaces to enhance academic success and support. And they allow for thousands of students to live in the heart of Lexington on one of the most beautiful college campuses in the country. Not to mention, the amenities of a fully furnished bathroom and bedroom are fantastic, allowing students to have ease settling into their new chapters of their lives as college students. The Kirwan-Blanding Residence Hall will support what is expected to be one of the largest incoming classes in Kentucky history. The impact this residence hall will not go unnoticed, and students living here will use this hall for years to come, each of them carving their own path through their time at this university. I believe a residence hall is the epitome of what a university should be, a home of eager and diverse college students from around Kentucky and the country who are ready to explore all the wildly possible opportunities their time in college can offer them. I'm confident the Kirwan-Blanding Residence Hall will do just that and more. I look forward to seeing and hearing about the new incoming class enjoying this incredible investment in our campus, and the Kirwan-Blanding Residence Hall will soon continue to be the start of where UK students will make their first ever memories on campus, find their communities, and build lifelong relationships. This is where a new era of UK students will now be able to begin their journeys, and here is where they will truly learn how to call Kentucky home. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. I think you got a little glimpse of why we're so excited that Nick is our student body president this year and a member of our board. All of our students are just as smart and capable as Nick is, as you might guess. So I want to thank everyone who's joined us today in celebrating this beautiful new home for our students and this great addition to our Wildcat living community. We're going to have a ribbon cutting ceremony in just a moment. To my right, your left. I'll ask our speakers to go over there. But also for all of you all, I want to encourage you to stick around, tour the new facility. I think we have tours. We're going to have some refreshments, and you can enjoy those. But thank you so much for being here today. It's a great day to be a Wildcat, and this is a great facility that's going to really support our students as they learn, live, and grow. And as Nick said, imagine what's wildly possible at the University of Kentucky. So thank you.
Next, we'd like to welcome